Look, I was just going about my business, right? I was going about my business. I had just done a video talking about Ethan Waneri, talking about Max Dowman, talking about the Carabao Cup in general, every team. And then I came across a stat which said Arsenal have conceded 0 goals in the month of October. 0 goals in the month of October. I said, nah, listen. You know when the Human Torch in Fantastic Four says, flame on, that means he's ready. That's what I had to do. I had to suit up, sit in this booth and talk about that. Because 0 goals in a whole month in all competitions is ridiculous. Competition that's spread it across 3, by the way. Carabao, the Champions League, and the Premier League. 0 goals conceded. Brick wall, road block. Arsenal v Olympiacos, 2-0, 1st of October. Arsenal v West Ham, 2-0, 4th of October. Arsenal v Fulham, 18th of October, 1-0. Arsenal v Atleti, 21st of October, 4-0. Arsenal v Crystal Palace, 26th of October, 1-0. And Arsenal v Brighton, 2-0 on the 29th of October. A whole month without conceding a goal. Now, everybody's talking about this Chelsea record, right? Everybody's talking about it. 15 goals conceded in the league. Arsenal so far at the moment have conceded 3 goals in the league in 9 games. It took 11 games for Chelsea to concede their 3rd goal. So right now, Chelsea are winning in that regard. But one thing that cannot happen, people, is we cannot let Arsenal have the invincible record and the 15-goal record. Because the invincible record has stood the test of time for 20... What is it? It's going to be on 22 years of nobody touching that record, right? Chelsea's one is currently lasting 20 years. People are talking about which record is harder to beat. Which record is harder to beat? There's no way we're going to let Arsenal do Invincible Stone. Conceded goal stone. Hey, yo, we cannot let Arsenal do that. Let me just say it. Listen, when it starts getting to the end of the season, just start peppering shots. Just start shooting from anywhere. You know what they say about Cristiano? It's too far to think about. Nah. There's nothing too far to think about. Let them shots off. Because we cannot let Arsenal get that record. Because their fans are going to pop their collar and talk their shit. Pop their collar and talk their shit. But honestly, guys, we have to talk about this. 0 goals conceded in a whole month is crazy. Now, I've watched some amazing defensive sides. I saw John Terry and Carvalho, right? People kind of forget that Carvalho only played 25 games that season. But John Terry and Carvalho, Rio and Vidic in terms of from 07 to 09. I think Man United 07-08 conceded 22 goals. 07, 08, 09, I think it might have been 24. But then we had the clean sheet record. I think it was 14 games in a row clean sheets, which is just... So it just shows that things have happened before. Like, I'm not saying this ain't special, but this is them putting themselves in that party. You know, we've seen even Man City, not known for defensive prowess, but there's something, I think it might have been 18, 19 or 17, 18. They didn't concede a lot of goals either. I think it was 22 goals as well in the league. And I'm saying, like, I was thinking to Liaz and I was like, do I see Arsenal doing this record? I said no, but at the same time, I'm looking, I'm like, it's possible. It's possible. But I'm not here just to talk about that record. I'm here to talk about the fact that I would love to see what the XG combined for that whole month is against Arsenal. And I know you guys are stat nerds. I know you guys have that. I would love to see, because there's some games I'm seeing 0.00 XG, 0.02 conceded, 0.03 conceded chances against Arsenal. Right now, what they are doing is the definition of road block, no entry zone. The bouncer is at the door. He's seen that you're trying to walk in with 110s, Nike 110 air bubbles. He said, you're not coming into the dance. That's where it is right now. You're trying to come into the dance. No, you ain't coming in. You can't get in. No entry zone. No entry zone. I remember when I was younger, I used to go to Watford Prism. If you guys know, you know. Watford Prism Club. I used to walk in there. They used to be like, yo, You man got tables. We used to be like, oh, nah, not today. No entry. No entry. I used to be like, yo, trying to call all my footballer friends. Yo, you man, are you lot pulling up? Because that is basically what Arsenal are doing. There's a no entry zone. And the thing about it, it's players come in and players come out. And it doesn't matter because the system defensively is so structured, it's so formidable, and we have to give the respect to the midfield as well, because the midfield, you've got to press, you've got to retain the ball. All this stuff plays a part in being a good defensive side. It's not just backs against the wall and defend 24/7. It's not that. Calafiori comes in. Today, Hincapi and Mosquera came in and looked flawless. What's it called? Timber's always there. I think Ben White might have played one of these games. GABRIEL, Saliba, the main generals. We know about this, and we have to give a shout to David Raya. When he is called upon, he will make that type of save. He will make big saves. This defensive unit is special. And for me, I don't have to wait and see them win a Premier League to say this is one of the best defensive sides that I have been able to see. In the Premier League. I don't have to wait and watch them win a Premier League, which who knows? They might win it, they might not. I think they will, but if they don't, you still know this team defensively, when everybody is fit especially, it's locked down. Not COVID, it's locked down. You know when they told you, lockdown, everybody stay home. That is where it is at the moment. You're looking at Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori. We haven't seen a dominant quartet like this since 2004 Evolution. And I'm talking Triple H, Ric Flair, Randy Orton, Batista. We haven't seen a single month of dominance from a quartet like this since their 2003 run in December. When Ric Flair and Batista were the tag champions. Randy Orton picked up the Intercontinental Championship. Triple H picked up the WWE Championship, World Heavyweight. We haven't seen a quartet this dominant since them. That is what Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, and Calafiori are doing. Or you could put Miles Lewis-Skelly. How can I forget? Miles Lewis-Skelly too. He's contributing to this as well when Calafiori's not playing. Right now, defensively, Arsenal are hard to beat. And this is why it's hard to imagine them not winning the league. Because a lot of people are talking about their set pieces and talking about that. Yes, they are going to have to score more goals offensively, 100%. There is maybe some concerns. There's Gyökeres. I think Eze hasn't been Crystal Palace Eze yet. Saka's still warming up in a way in terms of getting GA. He's not really doing that yet. He got his goal today, but he's going to warm up. Offensively, is it perfect? No. But defensively, it is literally perfect. They did not concede a goal this whole month. So when you think about how Arsenal are not going to win the league, you're going to think teams have to beat them. Forget beat them. Teams have to score. And it's hard to see Arsenal losing many games. That's the key thing. It's hard to see them do that. I'm going to be honest. I really want to see that XG stat. So I'm going to try and take a look. Arsenal conceded. Let's see. Yeah. 6 games. It hasn't really got the XG stat. Let's have a look. So here we go. So Arsenal conceded. We got in October 2005, 6 games, 6 wins, 12 goals scored, 0 goals conceded, 6 clean sheet. Mikel, you have created a monster. Arsenal in October. Yep, just exactly what I was talking about. A perfect month. Haven't conceded in 6 months. I mean, realistically, when you look at that, that is a huge achievement. You look at that. Liverpool, 6 losses in their last. I don't think it was the last 6 games. They won against Frankfurt, right? So 6 losses maybe in their last 7 games or something or whatever. 5 of their last 6. And then you got Arsenal who haven't conceded a goal. So right now, when you're looking at it, it's night and day between the two sides. And do you know what's even making it worse, people? They're getting goals from their centre-halves. They're getting assists from Miles Lewis-Skelly. they're actually contributing going forward. I just saw Timber today pick up the ball, run like 30 yards, put a ball across. It gets down the line. They end up scoring a goal from it. So they're contributing even offensively. Gabriel's getting goals and assists. So the way it's going for Arsenal is perfect right now. But of course, football moves quickly. Anything can happen. The month of November could be the worst month ever. Do I anticipate that? Do I think that'll happen? No. But what Arsenal are doing at the moment in terms of conceding, in terms of being a special defensive unit, I think about some teams. I think about Chelsea, as I said. I think about Man United. I think about even them Atletico Madrid teams. I always think of the Man City ones like how Pep's Barcelona ones were. At the end of the season, they didn't concede that many goals. But the manner of it was more kind of, they dominate. Even though Arsenal do dominate, but it just feels like a little bit of a different style. I know you guys know what I'm talking about in regards to that. But this is one of the best defensive teams of the recent generation. In this generation, should I say, in the recent time, last 10 years, should we say, this is one of the best defensive teams. And Arteta has created a monster in that regard. But I do think offensively, it needs to maybe click a little bit more. But that will probably come because teams are now going against Arsenal and they're defeated before they've crossed the white line. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But guys, I just wanted to do a little video on that, man. It's real roadblock. What did Akon say? Locked up. That's literally how it's looking. No, you know when people try to go to the MI5 and you see the gates and it says no entry, cross this path, you're gonna get shot. That's what it's looking like at the Emirates at the moment. That's what it's looking like when you play Arsenal. You try and cross, it's gonna say cross this line, head gone. Head gone. Ache. We might have to start running a poll. We might have to run a poll. Look, there was a poll, and I said it on FCM the other day, and I think people thought I meant James Beat, because James Beat, I think, scored the first goal against Chelsea or something like that. But there was something that I want to show you guys, right? Luke Moore, Chelsea goal. So there was something that I need to show you guys. Hold on. So guys, this is what I was talking about. I was talking about it on FCM the other day, and people might be too young to remember, but I remember there was a time where Chelsea, there was a poll on the Sun newspaper. The Sun newspaper were running a poll, basically, or who will be the first player to score against Chelsea this season. So I said 04-05, but it was the wrong season. It was 05-06. Chelsea, of course, are known for being so defensively solid. The season before, they had only conceded 15 goals in the league, right? The following season, this is how they started the campaign. Wigan, 1-0. Arsenal, 1-0. West Brom, 4-0. Tottenham 2-0, Sunderland 2-0, Anderlecht 1-0, Charlton 2-0. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games to start the season. Chelsea conceded 0 goals. So they were running a poll. Who's going to be the first person to score against Chelsea this season? And it was against Aston Villa, and the player was Luke Moore. Now, I feel like people don't even know who Luke Moore is, so I'm going to show you guys who Luke Moore is. This was Luke Moore. Let's get him in Aston Villa. This was Luke Moore. The first guy to score against Chelsea in the 04-05 season, 05-06 season. They were so defensively solid that we were taking bets on who will be the first person to score. And Arsenal have now just gone 6 goal games in all comps. I think we need to start putting a wager down. We might have to start putting a wager down right now for who will be the player to score the first goal against Arsenal. Let's look at Arsenal's fixtures coming up. If it goes and happens against Burnley, that is just going to be typical, right? So let's have a look. Slavia Prague. No, Burnley away. I'm sensing a clean sheet. Slavia Prague away. I'm sensing a clean sheet. Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. Isidore, what have you got for us? Can it be that game? You know what, guys? I'm going to put it to Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. I'm going to give them a goal. So it will be 9 games. The 9th game, Arsenal will concede. Let's see what happens. After that, they've got Tottenham, Bayern, Chelsea. They better concede. They better concede. But guys, like, share, subscribe, turn notifications on. I'm going Sunderland to be the team to stop Arsenal's clean sheet run. Let me know who you think. I'm going to go with Isidore. Like, share, subscribe, turn notifications on. It's boy CultureCams. Road to 60K. Keep supporting. Massively appreciate you guys. I'm out. Peace.